Hi everyone, and welcome to my Start to Stage video series where I share with you the ups, the downs of my journey from getting my body in shape from the start to the stage where I'm going to be competing in ICN Brisbane Championships in September with only 5 weeks to go in the bikini division. As a mature woman at the age of 54, I'll be jumping up there in an teeny teeny weeny bikini in heels, doing my thing. Oh dear. So girls, how has my week been? Well, it's been a good week, actually. We've actually had lockdown here. I'm on the Gold Coast and we were put into lockdown for 1 week. So going into lockdown for 1 week meant a few things for me. Firstly, it meant the gym was shut. So that put a bit of a spanner in the works in being able to adhere to my program that my coach wrote for me. It also meant that I was due to have an appointment with a lady up here that makes customized bikinis for these competitions, and she was unable to see any of her clients due to lockdown, and also to be able to order what she needed was being completely delayed because of all these lockdowns that we are currently experiencing in Australia. So I'm just going to share with you what all of this sort of meant for me this week and what has happened this week. So first thing I wanted to share was I got to exercise at home. And I think I told you last week that I thought I was a bit of a clever person in that I jumped into getting myself a bench, that a gym bench that incline declined and allowed me to continue doing my exercises at home if we did go into further lockdown, of which did happen. So I was really happy that I was able to think ahead, plan, buy that piece of equipment. It really did help me out. And so exercising from home, I've absolutely loved. And being a personal fitness trainer for nearly 30 years, I was able to make the changes needed on my program that I do at the gym to enable me to continue to work the correct muscle groups as needed and required at this stage of the game. So that was really great. And it allowed me to keep moving. And in actual fact, I was getting muscle soreness. So that was a really great thing because, you know, there's a thing out there when you learn to become a personal trainer, like this is 30 years ago, girls, so I'm dating myself here, but you got taught a thing called FIT, F-I-T-T, frequency, intensity, time, and type. And so what it was saying was basically the way to keep changing exercise programs is to look at these different pillars. So, you know, frequency, for instance, if you're currently exercising 3 times a week, you could currently exercise 4 times a week. If you were doing 15 reps, you could do 20 reps. So the frequency changes, the intensity, the time, and the type of exercise. So I basically manipulated all those different pillars and looked at the equipment that I had and was able to come up with some really great programs. So I was really happy with that. As I said, I actually were able to get muscle soreness, and yeah, it was a really great feeling. Also, my runs and my walks became close to home, and that was great as well. We have a really good 8.5-kilometer run from here. So I went back to doing that on my day off, which is Sunday. And I used to love doing that on a Sunday. And I came back to that in lockdown. So that was a big tick as well. So that was all good. So the next bit of the puzzle was this bikini. So I was meant to have an appointment where I was going to be measured and a bikini designed and made just for me and my measurements. Well, that did not happen. And the poor girl that runs this company was just Oh my goodness, she was so stressed out because she's got all these girls competing, as you can imagine. And she said, she can't even get hold of the material because of the delays, because of lockdowns. And she was sort of beside herself. So I, in my wisdom, decided, hey, girlfriend, you're a mature woman here. Is it necessary that you have to have a custom-made bikini up on stage? So what I decided to do was I decided to buy a second-hand bikini, and I have been looking at that. Everybody meet Rob.
Boy. I'm the coffee boy.
Sorry, guys. I'll keep it going. Okay, so what I've been able to do is get on to Facebook, and I've been able to look at the different secondhand bikinis out there, and I've come down to two different ones, and there's one in Melbourne and another lady up in Queensland. So I'm just deciding which one to buy, and that's taking the pressure off the young girl. It's taking the pressure off me, and it's all good. So I'm happy. So I just think it's oh no, I've got the bikini in case she, for some reason, gets too delayed and rings me a week before and says, sorry, you can't do it. So I feel like I'm problem solving that as well. So that is a good thing. So yeah, so that's what's happened with the bikini. I'm going to make the decision today, and I will buy that. So I will show you when that comes through. So what else has been happening is food. Girls, it's good. I can't give you any sad stories or crazy stories here around my food. I just feel in control, on top of, and I just know I'm the sort of girl, having trained clients for so many years, what works and what doesn't. And what works is habits and discipline. And they are things that I proactively practice. And so things like my habits, I talk about BJ Fogg, who, wrote a book called Tiny Habits. And he really talks about how you create new habits into your life, but he also talks about how you get rid of habits that are sabotaging. And I practice those skills. So thank you to BJ Fogg. I feel like I no longer judge myself if I'm going off track. I look at the situation and think, how do I change this? And is it a habit that's serving me? Is it a habit that's sabotaging me? And I go about a little project, and I make sure that I change the habit. And so, in regard to food, it was silly things. It was like when I would sit down in the lounge of a night after I've cooked dinner, after I've cleaned up, after I'd had my YoPro yogurt, I was just toey. I would want sweet stuff. And so, getting rid of habits, he talks about changing your environment. So I would literally go and brush my teeth, and I was starting to do yoga stretching. I'm now practicing my fitness posing. So rather than sitting watching TV, which really is not conducive to a healthy, happy life anyway, I'm doing stuff that's serving me and putting me into rest and repair and stopping me from wanting those naughty treats. And so it's a practice I've continued, and it works. To get out of bed of a morning, I get up at 3 a.m. and people go, why? And I go, well, exercise is a value of mine that is important to me. And when I try and exercise during the day, stuff happens. Rob interrupts me. I'll get phone calls. I've got work. I've got clients. Life interrupts me, and I end up being a people pleaser and not getting my work done that I want in regard to my exercise. So I get up at 3 o'clock, and people go, wow, is that hard? And during lockdown, it is I observed, very easy to say, well, I don't really need to get out of bed early because I'm not going to the gym because it's not open. But I made a promise to myself, and I like to keep my promises, that I will continue my habits. And so I continued to get up at 3 a.m. every single day. I worked out in our lounge room, and then I went for my run out amongst the street by 5 a.m. in the morning. And I got it done. And to get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, I do a thing called 5-4-3-2-1. I think I've told you about this, Mel Robbins. And she has a thing where you say 5-4-3-2-1 and you sit up. And then you just put your feet off to the side of the bed. You can sit there for a minute or two, and then you get up. It's just that getting up part that's the challenging bit. And I practice it, girls, on a daily. I still do. I did it this morning, and I just do it. And once I'm up, I'm happy. And it's the best time of my day. I just love watching the sunrise. I love the coolness of the night air. I love the peace and quiet. I love that I'm moving and I'm exercising and I'm doing something for myself. So all of this comes into play for me, and it's those habits and it's that discipline that allow me to be so successful, I believe, in what I choose to do in regard to my health, my fitness, and my wellness. So food-wise, I'm nailing it. What can I say? I've been just anything that has there been anything that I've had to deal with? I don't think so. There really hasn't. We had Dim and Roberto over for dinner. I ended up buying they're like skinless sausages because we had a barbecue, and they're like these low fat, high protein, and they're beautiful. And I had those, and I made a beautiful broccoli and mint pea salad, and I didn't eat the bread, and I didn't eat the homemade chips, and I don't drink. So it was perfect. So it was all good. And then for dessert, I had yogurt, they had ice cream, but it was all good. So able to keep on track with everything. And so a big tick there for that one. All righty. So what else do I want to share with you? So I also wanted to share that I've been really practicing trying to not be over controlling of myself, because I think I spoke about last week, perfection, control, all that sort of stuff. And I've been giving myself permission to just have some moments of smelling the roses. So I've been making sure I've been taking time out of my busy schedule to give the kids a ring. So I spoke to Fletcher and Harry yesterday. I'm planning on giving Chelsea a call today. And just having that time hanging out with my babes makes me so happy. And I've been giving myself permission to do that and remembering what's important. And that is important to me to enjoy and be a part of my children's life. So I've really enjoyed that this week. And Chelsea goes, "Oh, Mum, you're doing this thing again?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I'm so proud of you." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, darling." So yeah, so that was really nice. So that was really good. And I think, girls, that is just about everything. The only other thing I want to say is I can be an emotional hot mess. Oh, I love it. I say last week I'm a rainbow. I'm not black and white. And like example is last night, I'm in overwhelm. We're taking the puppy to puppy school. I was meant to start Fit Fast Fabulous Challenge. I felt, okay, just cancel that, start that tonight. But then I started to worry about, well, when am I going to do that 5th day? And anyway, so I started to get into a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And what I realized about myself in this journey is that this emotional roller coaster of mine comes back to this little girl inside of me that is frightened. I think it's like she's a scaredy cat. And I have discovered, this author who I love. And if you ever get a chance to listen to her speak on podcasts, you should do it. Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Love, Pray, Eat, Love, Pray. And she is an incredible speaker. And anyway, she talks about her every day. She writes a letter to herself. So what she says she does is she starts it from adult, like she's like the actual adult, and she talks to the little girl inside of her. So she'll say, hey, I'm here, what's up? And that's what she'll actually write in a journal. And then that little girl might go, I'm frightened, I'm stressing out, I'm blah, 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 blah. And then she'll be like, I'm here, I got ya, I'm not going anywhere. And so it's like, sometimes I feel like I look externally for people to give me the feedback that I need to know that I'm secure, that I'm not alone, that I'm okay, that things are going to be okay. But the discovery I made last week is, why do you need to look external, Dana? Why don't you just make it internal? You are all you need. And I'm not saying that I don't need those people around me that I love, my family, but it's starting to rely on myself rather than others to make me feel okay. And so this has been a big step for me this week. And so it's been great. And I've started to really practice Elizabeth Gilbert. Thanks, Elizabeth Gilbert, for her tip. And rather than writing it down, I'm just speaking it. Like, I'm just like, I got your back. It's okay, you know. And even like the education I have around emotions really only lasting maximum 3 minutes if you allow them to pass through you, I've been really able to remember that. And so when I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm just like, just breathe, this will go through you, I gotcha, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. And it's been able to calm me down, because girls, it's those things like anxiety for me that can send me to the pantry. It's the moments of feeling like a victim or sad sack or poor me that can send me to the kitchen, you know. And so me learning those skills and those habits and those disciplines to overcome my emotional roller coaster ride really allows me to be more successful in all parts of my life, because I'm more steady. I just feel steady. And it's good, because I just think I don't need anybody else to make me steady. I make me steady. And it's been a big aha. So this journey of getting to stage, the bikini, it's a part of it, but it's nothing on what I'm learning about myself as a woman and the growth that I'm getting from it. So this is what I'm wanting to achieve with this journey. And I just want to say thanks for sharing in it with me and making me accountable, because just having to stand up to you girls every week here, being open, being vulnerable, sharing who I am as a woman, it's helping me be accountable. It's helping me stay on track, and it's helping me to just grow as a person. So thank you, girls. You're actually a part of this puzzle to help me get through this. So thanks very much. And yay, you're probably going, well, tell me about your measurements and your weigh in. Well, no, I'm not, because I got up this morning, got all dressed, and I'm going, oh no, I was supposed to weigh in and measure. So I thought, who cares? I'll do it tomorrow. So it'll be a big surprise for next week, but I'm on track. So I'm not expecting any drastic changes. Only good things, only positive. And that's the way I'm choosing to think about it. All right, guys, have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you with only 4 weeks to go. All righty, take care. Bye for now.